Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I'm going to discuss Avalanche and how it's currently performing and how it will be performing during the upcoming days and weeks. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could follow me on Twitter at @ThoroCrypto. You can find the link down below in the description under social and info, and it will be actually very highly appreciated. You will be supporting the channel by doing so, and as well you will be supporting cryptocurrencies in general. So please do not forget to follow me on Twitter, and let's get started. If we take a look at Avalanche compared to Bitcoin, you can clearly see that we have been in this steady uptrend. Unfortunately, this trend line is not yet confirmed. We only have seen 2 touch points on top of it, and therefore I think it is very good if we would right now head towards a retest, find support on top of it, perhaps on top of the 0.382, and head even further towards the upside as well. If we take a look at the 200-day moving average, that is the purple line underneath us, we are actually quite overextended. The last time that we were so far above the 200-day moving average was at this point in time of something similar to it, and that was approximately 173% above the 200-day moving average. If we take a look at where we are currently at, you can clearly see that we are currently right now above the moving average at approximately 125%. So 2 things that I have to take a look at right now and must say to all the persons watching. Yes, Avalanche is holding very strong compared to Bitcoin, and I don't think it is very likely that we are going to see a retest of the 200-day moving average. But the very last time that this occurs, that we were so far above the 200-day moving average at this point in time, on the 10th of February 2021, you could clearly see that afterwards we experienced major downward momentum on the strength compared to Bitcoin, retested the 200-day moving average, and right now this could perhaps happen once more. But what I personally think is that this won't actually occur due to the fact that the very last time that we actually saw this major increase happened in approximately, let's take a look, 1, 2, 3, 4 days time. And this time we have actually seen this perfect, beautiful, higher low structure, and it actually took us, well, several weeks, if it's not months, to get towards this point in time. So that is something that is very different to the past, and therefore I think it is likely that we are going to continue this uptrend. And if we are able to find support on top of this ascending support line and confirm this trend line, that would be absolutely amazing, due to the fact that afterwards we are going to find major support on top of it if we head towards the upward direction. This being said, I would like to enable the RSI, where I would like to discuss the overall trend. You could clearly see at this point in time we were absolutely overextended, overbought, and the RSI was far above the dotted line on the upper part. Right now we are underneath the RSI. We are still on top of the 50 on the RSI. This means the market, or Avalanche in overall, is still in profits. That is something absolutely wonderful. But what I think is even more important is that we are right now experiencing a bullish divergence on Avalanche. So perhaps we are going to see a retest of this area, but it could be possible that this bullish divergence is actually going to give Avalanche during the upcoming hours a lot of upward momentum. You can clearly see we are creating a higher low on the chart and a lower low on the RSI. Therefore, this is a confirmed bullish divergence, what I think is absolutely marvelous. Yes, this bullish divergence is there. If we are going to hold strong, perhaps we might need to see right now a movement towards the upside. We might need to see a stronghold being found on top of the 0.236 Fibonacci before heading even further. Otherwise, I think it's more likely that we are going to retest this ascending support line, perhaps finding support on top of it, and afterwards breaking out towards the upside. So the RSI looking very good. Bullish divergence was there, so that is for me of utmost importance. Unfortunately, the MACD is actually looking rather, well, not optimistic, let's say, because we are not seeing a decline in its momentum towards the downside. We are not seeing that the momentum is actually losing strength. Therefore, I think it's likely that we are going to continue with this movement towards the downside. If we take a look at the 2-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that at this point in time we are actually experiencing the momentum losing strength, and that would be actually very good once we see a crossover occur on the 2-hourly time frame. Eventually it could perhaps mean that we are going to see a crossover here on the 3-hourly time frame and as well on the 4-hourly time frame. So that is very good to me. And it's not just this ascending support on the 4-hourly time frame, it's as well this 200-day moving average on the 4-hourly time frame that we are talking about, that will for sure be of utmost importance at the same point in time as this ascending support. Therefore, I think it's likely that we are going to find support on top of it. Let's take a look at Avalanche compared to USD. So Avalanche compared to USD on the daily time frame, I would like to discuss that before, and you can clearly see that we are overextended as well compared to the moving averages, but as well at this point in time, the same theory. It took us quite a long time to head towards where we are currently trading at approximately $66, or we'll say $66, $65. And the last time this occurred, when we saw this major spike, it only took us a couple of days, and therefore I think this is for sure overextended, and what we are currently experiencing is, well, a healthier movement towards the upside. This being said, I would like to take a look at what we're currently experiencing. You could see as well at this chart that we are seeing this ascending support, unfortunately only seeing 2 touch points on this trend line. Therefore, it's not a confirmed trend line yet, but if we head towards the downside and find support on top of it, that would be eventually very good for the overall trend, due to the fact that we will be seeing in the future this trend line serving as a level of support. But right now, let's take a look at the horizontal levels of support and resistance, and why I personally think right now we are looking very good on top of 0.236 Fibonacci at $64, due to the fact that at this point in time we are still trading above it, and perhaps we are going to be able to find support on top of it. As well, if we enable the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that the EMA ribbon has been serving as a major level of support for quite a while now. We have retested it several times, and right now we are retesting the EMA ribbon once again. If the momentum towards the downside continues during the upcoming hours and days, I think that we will for sure hold strong on top of the EMA ribbon, but perhaps we are going to see a retest of the 0.382 at $53 level before being able to reverse the trend and head towards the upside. This being said, I would like to head towards the 4-hourly time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we are not just underneath the EMA ribbon, but as well that the 200-day moving average is actually underneath us. Therefore, I'm very glad that if we see a breakdown occur underneath the 0.236, we could perhaps find support on top of the 200-day moving average. But as I said previously, I think it's very likely that we are going to head towards the 0.382 if we see a breakdown occur underneath the 0.236 Fibonacci at $64 level. Let's discuss a few other things that I've seen as well on the 4-hourly time frame, what I think are of utmost importance. So if we take a look over here, we have experienced this major uptrend. So this uptrend line has already 3 touch points. You can clearly see that, one at the beginning, a second one just a couple of days later, and a third one at this point in time on the 29th of September. Right now we are retesting this ascending support, and therefore it is very important if we stay on top of it, or if we are going to head towards the 0.382 direction at $53. Just to confirm what we could perhaps see, I would like to enable the RSI, and on the RSI you can clearly see we are underneath the 50 dotted line in the center of the green area. Therefore, the market is right now not overall in profit, and what I'm seeing over here is not any type of bullish or bearish divergences. So the RSI is looking good. What I think is good to know is that we are in the approximately under 50 area. Therefore, we still have a long way to go, either towards the up or towards the downside, before we are going to experience a trend reversal on the RSI, and as well the price action of Avalanche increase or decrease. What I would like to enable further is the MACD. The MACD right now experienced a crossover just a couple of hours ago. Therefore, I think we are going to continue with the downtrend. We are going to break down underneath this ascending support, and as well we might not be able to hold strong on top of the 0.236, and we are going to see a further decline towards the 0.382 at $53 level. This for sure is a major level of accumulation, if you ask me. If you are an Avalanche holder, or if you are willing to purchase this cryptocurrency, you can clearly see that this is a perfect level to accumulate even more due to the fact that we experienced resistance previously. We found support on top of it as well. We saw major spikes of candles as well, finding support on top of this level. Therefore, the 0.382 is the level where you can accumulate even more cryptocurrencies. And if you do not have a crypto exchange yet, do not forget to use the link down below to go to Bybit or as well to Binance, where you will be able to buy and purchase cryptocurrencies, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. So that would be highly appreciated. Lastly, I would like to take a look as well at the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame. Yes, the EMA ribbon is right now serving as a level of resistance on top of us. Therefore, I think it is likely that we are going to experience more momentum towards the downside, that we might not be able to find support on top of the 0.236 and experience more momentum towards the downside, heading towards the 0.382. But do not forget that the 200-day moving average is actually going to be there as a level of support on the 4-hourly time frame. So this was what I would like to say about Avalanche. What I personally think is that we are heading towards this target, but please give me your opinions down below in the comment section, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye bye. From my bed in my bed sock. We all know the bank sucks, so we're saying goodbye. Messing